Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news this morning. 2 people are dead and at least 8 others are hurt after a mass shooting in Florida. What police in Orlando are saying about the person they've arrested.
And it was a warm evening. We're going to see another warm morning, but by tomorrow, we'll start to see the colder air arrive with a front. I'll show you who could see some rain.
Time is running out to cast your vote if you haven't already. Today is the last full day of early voting. We are here to help you plan your trip to the polls.
And a couple of memorable plays on the football field everyone will be talking about today. This, one of the best catches you'll ever see. And then a huge mistake you have to see to believe. Oh, what is wrong with that picture? We're going to let you know. So happy that you're spending the early part of your Friday with us. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Hope you had a wonderful Halloween celebration. The warmth was certainly nice. Everybody kept talking about how nice it was. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center this morning. We're still very warm.
Temperatures in the 60s. It's the warmest morning that we've seen all week, but that's about to change. Our skies are clear this morning. 66 is our temperature, and our dew point has also crept into the 60s, which actually, puts us in the tolerable zone and not the dry and crisp zone. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s stepping out the door. 61 in Fayetteville, 65 Rocky Mount, 62 in Southern Pines, and we're running 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. If you're headed out to vote early today, temperatures feel great, but 8 o'clock 64, and we'll see a high temperature of 81. We will see increasing clouds this afternoon, and overnight there could be a quick shower that could linger into early tomorrow morning. So if you have early Saturday plans, I'm going to walk you through that potential for some sprinkles. We also have a 60% chance of development now in the Caribbean. If you've been watching, it dropped down to 40. Now it's back up to 60. And look here, this is Thursday of next week. We do have a bit of circulation that's starting to show up on the models. That's something we'll be following closely. Ken?
Hi, Elizabeth, at 6:01 right now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we're keeping an eye on this crash in southern Wake County. It's on Penny Road near Holly Springs Road. We're not seeing any delays in that particular area, but just something you should know about just in case you're heading out. A few crashes on some of the local roads, but no crashes to report on any of our major roadways this morning, all delay-free. If you're getting ready to head out, stay updated. Take us with you. Listen to us on the radio at 101.5 HD3. You can also listen to us on 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Your time is 6:02 here on the WRAL Live Center, where I'm staying on top of that breaking news story from Orlando. Investigators saying there was a mass shooting reported in the downtown area of that city in which 2 people were killed and 6 people injured. What you're seeing here behind me is video of body camera video from police. You see the person there in the yellow shirt? That is the suspect, according to investigators. A 17-year-old, they are saying in this case. I want to show you another thing. This is a perspective from way far away as you see the police response in that city here. Looks like I'll hit the refresh button here so you can see a little bit better. Investigators are saying this happened overnight around 1 o'clock, and they say this suspect apparently saw someone he knew, turned around, and then fired the shots, even walking past officers at one point and still carrying out this shooting. Investigators are saying the victims in this case are between the ages of 19 and 39. The 6 people who were injured are in the hospital. It's unclear how serious their injuries are, and we're learning also that at some point today we should see more video from investigators regarding this mass shooting.
Chris, thanks for that update. The race for the White House, meantime, it is now down to just a matter of days, and today's the last full day of early voting ahead of Election Day on Tuesday. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is at the Carey Senior Center this morning. Polling places like this one have been quite busy. Kelsey, good morning.
Jeff, good morning. The Carey Senior Center here is one of the top 3 most visited early voting locations here in Wake County, and you still have some time left to cast your ballot for early voting. More than 3.6 million North Carolinians have already voted. Let's get you to a breakdown of some of the numbers here from the State Board of Elections. 53% of all registered Republicans in North Carolina participated in early voting, followed by 48% of Democrats and 40% of unaffiliated voters. A final reminder for early voting: today and tomorrow will be your last chance to do same-day registration. You cannot register to vote on Election Day. If you use same-day registration, you will need proof of residency and an acceptable form of photo ID, like your driver's license. Now, polls will open this morning at 8 o'clock, and early voting ends tomorrow at 3. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
And coming up in 10 minutes, we'll have a look at the results of our newest WRAL News poll, breaking down how much trust North Carolinians say they have in the election process.
Today, Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance will campaign in Johnston County. He plans to speak at a rally in Selma around 5:30 this evening. He spent yesterday in High Point. The Ohio senator spoke at a town hall hosted by High Point University. Former President Trump will have rallies in Gastonia and Greensboro tomorrow. Also tomorrow, Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Charlotte.
A juvenile was hurt after a stabbing in downtown Raleigh. It happened at the Go Raleigh bus station on South Blunt Street last night. Police say the person who was stabbed is expected to live. Investigators have not shared information about who may have stabbed that person.
Part of Fenton Street in Raleigh is expected to close this morning as crews work to repair a water main break. The road runs between Capitol Boulevard and Tavali Court. It's expected to be shut down through Tuesday. Drivers are asked to avoid the area if possible.
Thousands of patients could be left in limbo as a major hospital insurance contract is set to expire. Duke University Health System and United Healthcare have been in negotiations for weeks. The current deal expires today and could affect surgeries and other health care needs for 170,000 people across the state. We've posted links to Duke and United Healthcare's latest statements on those negotiations at WRAL.com.
Police have made an arrest nearly 5 months after 7-year-old Zion Gibbs was shot and killed while playing video games inside his home in Fayetteville. 19-year-old Sierra Chambers is charged with felony accessory after the fact. This is the first person to be publicly identified with the case. Police have not said how they believe Chambers is connected to Gibbs' death.
A Selma police officer is out of a job after a video of a controversial traffic stop went viral.
You didn't step out of the car. You didn't even ask me about it. Hold on. Sir, I know my rights. Get out of the car. Get out of the car, man. For what? He's already asked you. Get out of the car. Get out. For what? Get out.
Selma's mayor confirmed Officer Joseph Atkinson was fired after an internal investigation. The man he pulled over, Matthew Sanders, claims Atkinson tried to delete the video from his phone. Sanders posted the video to social media where it has seen hundreds of thousands of views, and he says he felt violated by the officer's actions, claiming Atkinson treated him unjustly. He says he plans to fight the charges that were filed against him.
I think that the judge, the district attorney, and my attorney will look at this, and they're going to look for the officer in the courtroom. He's not going to be there, and they're going to throw it out.
Town leaders say officers had probable cause to stop Sanders, but the way the stop was handled didn't meet the town standards. And Selma police officers do not wear body cameras.
Raleigh police are investigating an incident at an early voting site. A man was caught on video destroying political signs, and he was confronted by other voters who say he was shouting at them.
Sir, put the signs down. They're not yours. They're not yours.
They're no one's. Get it? It's not illegal to take signs. It is illegal to assault people. To assault people. I heard it. You touched me. That is assault and battery.
Sir, put the signs down.
The man ripped up several Harris Waltz signs. Stealing or damaging a political sign is a misdemeanor. Witnesses reported his license plate number to police.
Today we'll get an update on the economy in the October jobs reports. The Department of Labor will release that data about 8:30 this morning, and some economists predict we could see a drop in jobs after the impact of hurricanes and strikes in the past month. That would be in contrast to positive economic data that we have gotten in other reports this week.
Halloween revelers hit Franklin Street in Chapel Hill to celebrate the holiday. Ghouls, ghosts, and superheroes were among the groups enjoying the night. This is a Chapel Hill tradition that goes back decades. The town ramped up security presence downtown, but this year, no streets were closed. Business owners on Franklin Street say they look forward to the big boost they get each year on Halloween. They say it's like a college football game day.
Spectacular play by New York Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson helped lead his team to a Thursday night football win. Wilson pulled this one in one-handed for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Look at it here. Put the Jets ahead of the Houston Texans. What a great grab. It was his second touchdown of the game. Aaron Rodgers threw 3 touchdowns in all as the Jets beat Houston 21-13. And coming up in What's Trending, we'll show you a play by another Jets player in that game that cost him a touchdown. It won't land him on any great highlight reels. North Korea's missile test is raising concerns around the world. The warning from South Korea about the actions by its neighbors to the north.
And just 4 days to go until the election. We'll share a new WRAL News poll reflecting how much North Carolinians say they'll trust election results.
And another warm day. We had 3 in a row. Today's the last one where we're in the 80s. And then big changes over the weekend. Much cooler. I'll show you the front that'll bring us the cooler air and maybe a little rain.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:12. It is November, but it doesn't really feel that much like it. It's really warm out there right now. 64 degrees is our temperature as you're stepping out the door this morning. We will see another really warm afternoon, but after that, a front that comes through tonight is going to deliver much cooler air. We're going to get right back down to where we should be. So 81 for it today. And then over the weekend, we drop down to 68 on Saturday and 69 on Sunday. After that, though, we are back up into the 70s next week for Election Day. 78. It looks like it's going to be a really nice day. The other thing, of course, that happens over the weekend is that we turn the clocks back. We get an extra hour of sleep, but of course, it really changes the sunrise and sunset times. On Sunday, that sunrise is at 6:46 and sets at 5:19.
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Our focus is to make sure that all the major roads are free and clear and delay-free for you this morning as you're heading out. And that's what we have this time of the morning, delay-free on all our major roadways in Wake County and surrounding communities. I-40 and Wade Avenue, there you see that traffic has picked up quite a bit, but moving nicely in both directions, especially if that's part of your morning commute, you're good to go. Listen, if you're getting ready to head out, listen to us on the radio at 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle. A couple of other options as well, 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Police say a Durham man was hit and killed by a car in Kitty Hawk. This happened Wednesday night just before 9. Police say 43-year-old Michael Lamb was walking his dogs when he was hit by a driver. He and his 2 dogs died at the scene. The driver of the car stayed on scene there and is cooperating with authorities. No criminal charges have been filed at this time.
New this morning, with just 4 days until Election Day, the latest WRAL News poll looks at how much North Carolinians say they'll trust election results. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey joins us this morning to break down those poll results. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning, Renee. Yes, we are doing that this morning. Among all voters, 60% say they have some or full confidence that election votes will be counted accurately. But when we drill down between political affiliations, that's where we see some big differences. 83% of Democrats say they have confidence in election counting, just while 58% of Republicans do. Unaffiliated voters are in the middle with 68%, and nearly 40% of Republican voters say they have little to no confidence that votes will be counted accurately. State Election Director Karen Brinson-Bell says many systems and checks are in place to make sure your votes are kept safe.
We pre-test the tabulators to make sure that they are counting accurately. We have everyone insert their ballot into those tabulators, which are secured and sealed, and there's a chain of custody to that equipment. They are not connected to the internet. And then post-election, we do an audit to verify the accuracy of those tabulators.
Early in-person voting goes on tonight until 7:30 and tomorrow afternoon until 3. And WRAL will have full coverage of all local, state, and national races on election night. You can head to WRAL.com to get a full breakdown of the coverage.
U.S. government is condemning a missile test by North Korea just days before the election. North Korea's state news agency released video of that launch last night. It is believed to achieve the longest flight time yet by a North Korean missile. South Korea is warning North Korea may soon conduct a nuclear test. It also warns North Korea is getting help from Russia in exchange for sending troops for the war in Ukraine.
Attorney General Josh Stein is suing two landscapers for price gouging in Western North Carolina. Stein filed a lawsuit against Lauren Huggins and his two businesses. Both are based out of Durham. Huggins is accused of charging a Hendersonville couple $25,000 to remove two trees that fell on their roof. Rather than removing the debris, Stein says they dropped it through the hole in the roof.
First weekend of November is filled with holiday shopping opportunities, plus a festival fit for a foodie.
Let's start with a Day of the Dead celebration in the Triangle. Once Halloween is over, it is time to celebrate the Day of the Dead. The holiday honors the memories of loved ones who have passed away. Tonight, the city of Raleigh is hosting a free Day of the Dead event on Fayetteville Street, and this family-friendly event runs from 6 until 9 tonight.
And then tomorrow, a Diwali festival is happening in Wake Forest. You can celebrate the Festival of Lights at Joyner Park from noon until 3 p.m. There'll be food, music, activities, and of course, light displays. The event is free and open to the public.
It is going to be a beautiful weekend, which makes it perfect for a delicious celebration in Durham. This is the last Durham Central Park food truck rodeo of the year. It's on Sunday from noon until 4. There will be over 35 food trucks, along with local craft beer vendors. For more on all these events, head to WRAL.com and search Out and About.
We might get a fall feel at some point. I'm not sure when, though. It's pretty nice out there today. It was great yesterday for Halloween. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. First day of November. Here we go.
Yeah, fall's kind of like this, Here, you want some of it? Nope. We'll see a little bit of it over the weekend, but then we're back to some warmer temperatures. Fayetteville, Apex, Raleigh, Chapel Hill, all clear this morning. We're looking at Chapel Hill, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. Taking a look at visibility again, nice and clear in our northern counties, including the Triangle. But down south, we're just going to keep checking on it. Yesterday, we ended up with a few places with some fog. We're not getting that close to it this morning. Looking at quarter-mile visibility would be fog. Irwin, Clinton, Rayford, all under a mile, but still not looking at any real widespread fog for us. Nice and clear this morning, but here comes a cold front. This front will deliver some much cooler temperatures for the weekend and a little bit of rain, too. It's not going to be as much as we're seeing over the mountains, but and even there, it's not a whole lot. But watch what happens when the front comes through later on this evening. A sprinkle or two happens sometime between 11 and midnight. And then in the morning tomorrow, there's 7 a.m., we have the chance for some showers near the Virginia line. And then mid-morning, a quick sprinkle or two comes through. We're talking about 1/10 of an inch or less. This is not going to be a rainmaker for us really at all. As we get through the afternoon Saturday, we'll begin to see skies clearing. And we do finally see some green covering North Carolina in terms of our chance for rain over the next 7 days, but it's 1/10 of an inch across our area. Very dry conditions expanded. We, of course, had so much rain in July, August, and September that, we were doing okay for October, but now finally, last week we had 7% of the state that was covered with abnormally dry conditions. This week, 70%. So we went from 7 to 70. And you can see the areas, the northern part of the state, the coast, and the southeast is where we have the driest conditions. It will make for a very pleasant football Friday. Temperatures are still going to be great. Game time around 78 and then dropping into the 60s. And then Stanford plays at NC State at noon. Saturday morning will be cloudy. There might be an isolated sprinkle, just a 20% chance. And then we'll see increasing sunshine through the afternoon. Highs will be in the upper 60s, so feeling a bit cooler. Our system here that's continued to look like it might develop here in the Caribbean is back up to around 60%. And the models are starting to pick up on some circulation next week. This is next Thursday, and you can see that here in the Gulf of Mexico. No real consensus on it making landfall in the United States, but we'll continue to have our eye on it. Look at these cooler temperatures for the weekend. 68 Saturday, 69 Sunday. We fall back. And we'll talk a bit more about just how much earlier that sunset is on Sunday. Ken?
Hey, at 6:20 Elizabeth, a quiet start to the morning commute, particularly in Wake County, I-40, the Beltline, all free and clear as we isolate Durham, Hillsborough, and Chapel Hill. Similarly, I-885, 15501, all delay-free this morning. Let's head outside and stay in the Bold City, shall we? I-885 and TW Alexander Drive, traffic is picking up just a bit, but moving nicely in both directions. Listen, if you're getting ready to head out this morning, take us with you on the radio, 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle. You can also do the same on 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Ken, thank you for that. Today, the trial gets underway for a Camp Lejeune Marine charged with killing a man in New York. The opening statements we expect today in Daniel Penny's trial.
New developments in the Boeing factor workers' strike. The deal they're considering that could get them back to work soon.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Spirit of the season here. Heidi Klum's Halloween costume was epic and otherworldly.
Oh, wait till you see it. Ken Smith here now with What's Trending. You can't even recognize her.
Yeah, talk about a throwback, right? Klum goes all out for Halloween at her party each year. Take a look at what I'm talking about here. This year, she came out dressed as E.T. Her husband was also E.T. It seems E.T. was a popular costume this year. Singer Janelle Monáe also appeared as E.T. on the Jennifer Hudson Show.
And Klum definitely goes all out. It's been months in the making for this costume, molds, fittings, prosthetics, because she says, fans expect something big, and that is the only time you're going to see Heidi Klum wrinkly.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And she had the bike there, too. If that thing flies, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. She really did it up nicely this year. Hey, a sports play trending this morning. The New York Jets won last night's game. One play had a night to forget. Rookie Malachi Corley had a sure touchdown, but started celebrating too early. He dropped the ball just before the goal line, resulting in a fumble. Social media called it the most Jets thing ever.
Of course they did. But, it would have been his first NFL career touchdown. And they say, act like you've been there before. And he hasn't been there before, apparently. And who knows when he will get there next. That's that.
He will learn. Thanks, Ken.
Here in the WRAL Live Center, we are following continued breaking updates from that reported mass shooting in Orlando. And coming up after the break at 6:30, I'm going to describe one video that I saw online that we cannot show you on television.
Another warm day with highs in the 80s, but this front is going to drop our temperatures significantly for the weekend and may bring us a few light showers. I'll show you when coming up.
And the Canes go on a scoring frenzy in their return to the Lenovo Center. The treats they gave their fans on and off the ice. Halloween night.
Makes him what he does.